Unfortunately, I've discovered something that is as hard as raising a family. Finding a family car to put them in that's the right size, the right price, and that doesn't moonlight as a removal van. It's really hard, right? But don't worry, I am here to try and ease that mental load and decide whether or not the Peugeot E-5008 is going to lighten your burden, or in fact just drain your energy like a toddler that screams at you, probably in French. So meet the newest member of my family. I didn't want the family to grow, but just for 6 months we have embraced the beautiful E-5008, and we really have put it through its paces. That's myself, my husband, my 3 darling children, and asked all the kind of standard questions like, is it soundproof enough that I can just scream into the void without the neighbours calling social services? Stop hitting your brother! Is it crumb-proof when the kids decide to break the biscuits, creating enough crumbs to feed the 5,000? Or is it my sanctuary? My quiet, rolling spa where I can just pretend to be an adult again? Now this E-5008 is basically the big brother in Peugeot's electric family, and it's a good looking big brother, isn't it? I mean, this has been turning heads at the school gate, so much so, this is genuine, people have questioned the badge. They haven't quite believed that this is in fact a Peugeot, and I would just like to confirm I didn't buy the badge and stick it on. This is indeed a Peugeot, but it is a really pretty thing. Yes, it's quite bold, yes, it's quite big and quite sturdy, but at the same time, I think the design language is quite sleek. And you've still got the lines, little claws there that have made their mark on the LED headlights, which is quite a sort of unique look to the Peugeot, but it looks good. I love that. It's automatically put on my windscreen wipers because it is now raining. Now, 4.8 meters long, it means it's big enough for 7 humans and all of their baggage, both physical and emotional. Now let's go inside because it's getting wet. So this model has a 73 kilowatt hour battery and with it 310 miles of range. Let's get down to business and talk pricing, shall we? We are talking £54,090 all in with options. So I get it, it's not cheap, but let's take a look at the rivals, shall we? Well, it's squaring up to some big names like the Tesla Model Y, the Kia EV9 and the Hyundai IONIQ 7, but it's going to be priced a bit closer to the Skoda Enyaq or the VW ID4. Okay, so here we are in the interior. I'm going to just caveat all of this by saying, because we have been living with it for 6 months and I want this to feel real and genuine, I haven't really tidied it or cleaned it. So what you see is what you get. So let's find a few things along the way, I'm sure. The first thing I'm going to point out, because it's really brilliant and very helpful, is this ginormous storage bin in the middle. And it's where I hide all of my crap that I don't want anyone to see, including baby wipes. Best thing to travel with baby wipes because there are always sticky fingers and there's always mess that needs clearing up. Also, never go far without my snack. Normally I also keep my charging cables in here, but you've got 2 USB-C ports. My cables are inside with my laptop at the moment, but that I love. Generally, this whole cockpit situation is nice. It is different to some EVs. Obviously, you get a bit more space down here at the bottom. You don't necessarily still have this big column in the middle, but I quite like it. It's a bit more traditional and it sort of wraps around you. It's quite comforting and it looks good. It's stylish. And this fabric kind of goes all the way around, all across the dashboard at the front. And I think it looks really good. Decent sized door bins. There is my water bottle, which also obviously fits in the 2 cup holders. Colourful dice. There we are. Random item number 1. Random item number 2. I never go anywhere without this stick. I'm really attached to this particular stick. It just, everything's just in the right place. Another random thing, my tape measure, which means I will just double check that this 21-inch display screen is in fact 21 inches. And doesn't it look the part? Now, because we have this smaller steering wheel and it's kind of flat across the top and the bottom, you've got a nice visualization of your display screen. I don't really mind the small steering wheel. Some people have a thing about it. I don't need it. Why would, I don't need a big steering wheel. This is perfect. It's adequate. But I did want to say the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but for me, Apple CarPlay works every time. It just works every time. I just, put in where I want to go on my phone and I get in the car and it pops up and it's just brilliant. And there we are. It's just really reliable, which is a relief because sometimes Apple CarPlay or Android Auto doesn't always work. The other thing I like is that you can customize these toggles. The things you use the most, you can have immediately up on your menu screen. The only thing that I'm waiting for over the software upgrade, Peugeot, is the mute children button. I'm waiting for that one. Please hurry up with that. We've got some nice physical buttons down here. Again, I really like the way that it's been integrated. So you've got, your menu here and then more physical buttons here for climate control and temperature. I do have to give a big shout out to these seats. Not only they look really nice, they feel really nice, they are very comfortable. They're very supportive. In this, you've also got the option, you can have cooled seats, heated seats, and there's a lovely button down here to do your lumbar support, which I just feel is so supportive and really comfy, particularly on a long drive. So big thumbs up for the very comfortable bucket seats.
Now I've got to say, it's been so comfy, I've actually been using it partly as my office. Quite often I will drive back from a shoot and then I just sit in the car outside my house, finishing off a bit of work. I mean, I can easily sit there for an hour or so, watching passers-by and effectively avoiding the chores that are ready to greet me inside. Now, we know that not everyone is ready for a brand new EV, which is why we have very cleverly built our own used EV marketplace at electrifying.com. It is packed with great deals and battery warranty info, so you can buy with confidence. All you have to do is scan that QR code on the screen to browse. Don't worry, it won't interrupt your video or your coffee break.
Right, shall we take a look in the back? Because ultimately, this is the most important space, isn't it, to get right? So now we're on the middle bench here. The original 5008 everyone loved because there were 3 ISOFIX on the middle bench. Now they have scrapped the middle ISOFIX here, so you only have ISOFIX on the 2 outside seats, hence why it's now got the 2 extra seats in the back. A lot of people have found that frustrating because they love this car because of having 3 ISOFIX, but if you've got the seats in the back, you probably don't really need it. Now, the reason they did it is to make the outside seats more comfortable. And I've got to say, they are comfortable. And look, you've got loads of legroom. Whilst back here, you've also got your recorder. And you can adjust your legroom. So let's just get the little image of you under here. Now, it's unlikely you're going to sit like this, but obviously you can adjust it a little bit to give the guys in the back a little bit more space, or you can come right forward to allow them access to the back. Now, before I show you how to get in there, let's talk boot space. When all seats are up, it's 348 litres. If you put the back row down, so effectively if you're just driving, literally, as a 5-seater with a nice big boot, you've got 916 litres of space. Oh! If you put all of the seats down, you're obviously going to IKEA by yourself with no children. What a joy. You have 2,232 litres of space. So absolutely bucket loads. Who knows what you're going to do with that? As I was demonstrating, to get into the back, bring it all the way forward, and then just hop in. Oh, actually, there's a nice easy way to get in. At the touch of a button. In we go. Do you know what? This is a nice place to be. There's actually, for considering you're sort of, the 2 in the back, there is enough room here. The seats are comfortable. Arthur absolutely loves sitting in the back. He finds the novelty value very, very exciting. And he even has a little window to look out of so he knows what's going on. But the only downside is there are no USB-C ports. There is a 12-volt little port there, but if you want to charge iPads and stuff, you can't do that. There are still 2 in the front there. But yeah, that's only one thing to be aware of. I guess the big question is then, can you fit 7 adults in here? Should we find out? Charging is pretty painless, up to 160 kilowatt DC, meaning 20 to 80% in about 30 minutes on a fast charger. Recently, I did attempt a quick splash and dash with the kids. 25 minutes later, we emerged from the service station with every variety of M&S crisps you could possibly imagine. I wasn't planning to stop for so long, but at least when I returned, the car battery was full. Now at home, a 7 kilowatt wall box will do the same, 20 to 80% in about 7 hours, perfect for overnight top-ups.
Before we talk about driving impressions, just listen. Silence. Almost silence anyway. I mean, there's very limited wind noise, very limited road noise, and the beauty of driving today is there's no noise from the kids in the back. Oh, that's why I feel so calm, and driving is so joyful. This car is very quiet. It's also just very smooth. It's very comfortable. Vicky actually test drove this in Scandinavia and was trying to find roads with potholes and, just tricky, difficult, noisy roads. Couldn't find any, so couldn't really put it to the test. Well, I can assure you I have taken it to a variety of different surfaces, including the glorious potholes, and it is still relatively comfortable over them all. It really is. I think it's a real kind of unique selling point, a USP for this car, that it is a lovely, calm, smooth ride.
Right, under the bonnet, not that hopefully you'll ever need to go there, is a 210 horsepower motor with 345 newton meters of torque. Translation, it's quick enough to make the kids go, whoa, but slow enough you will keep your driving licence.
It does 0 to 62 miles an hour in 9.7 seconds. Okay, it's not going to be super duper rapid, but I don't think it needs to be. You know, that is more than enough power. That is more than enough acceleration. I have never wanted for more power or acceleration in this car. It's been absolutely ample. And to be honest, I drive it in eco mode pretty much all the time, just to really, make it as efficient as possible and to maximise the range. And the way it handles in eco mode, it's good, it's nice. It's maybe a little light on the steering, but honestly, I don't really notice it. I actually find it very comfortable to drive. And I think because it is an SUV and because of its size, your seat positioning, it makes you feel, what's the word? Just very content when you're driving, I think. It kind of almost makes you feel quite relaxed as well. Having good visibility makes me more in control, which makes me enjoy the driving experience more.
Official range, 310 miles WLTP combined. But if I look at the efficiency rating for my driving, it's been around 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour, which is giving an actual range of 263 miles, which actually is a pretty good result for its size. However, I just want to point out that most of that has been summer driving, and it's definitely dropped off over the last month, which has been a lot cooler. The range has actually been closer to 210 miles.
Now you've got plenty of regen options, including, of course, the wonderful one-pedal driving, and it's a really nice level. I think sometimes one-pedal driving can be too vicious, it's too aggressive, it's too jerky, but this is a really nice setting so that even on max regen, it's not too hardcore and still allows for smooth driving, so I like that. Now, one thing I forgot to mention when we were talking about the interior is the 360 cameras for parking. Again, lots of assistance. It's brilliant. I never really have to do that because I have everything I need on the screen in front of me. I do find it really easy to park. I live in a town where there is a very limited amount of on-street parking right outside my house. The spaces are usually pretty tiny. The road's pretty narrow. But because I have that, it makes it really quite easy to park. Like, I'm never stressed about it. It's never an issue. And I always manage to squeeze in. I mean, it is a bit of an issue for my husband though, so maybe it's just that I'm better at parking than he is. I'm feeling kind of sad. It's going to be emotional saying goodbye to this. It's just been a great, practical family car that has given us lots of joy.
Now, every Peugeot E-5008 comes with a 3-year unlimited mileage warranty, plus 8 years or 100,000 miles on the battery. Servicing, we're talking every 2 years or 16,000 miles, and the first year of road tax is 0, and after that it's £190 a year. And if you are a company car driver, you can expect to pay a lovely 3% BIK, which will go up to 4% from 2026-27. So if you do drive one of these for work, your accountant might actually smile.
So after 6 months of real-world parenting, commuting, holidaying, IKEA shopping, what do I really think? Well, I'm guessing you've probably gathered by now that despite all the hecticness of family life, this is the one thing I can rely on. It's actually brilliant. When I think of the competition, what else is out there, I am hard pushed to find the next best alternative, because honestly, I think having that flexibility for me, having the 5+2 is just brilliant, because most of the time I have it as a 6 setup, because that means there's plenty of space for the 3 kids. They're not all crammed in onto one bench. We can sit in the front, have a nice time in the front as adults. 2 in the middle and then 1 in the back, and you've still got the boot space. Then when we go away on holiday and we need all the boot space possible, the 3 kids can fit together in the middle bench, and you've got that, adaptability of having the big boot size. And then if you do need to go 7 up and fill it with even more children or people, then you do have that option too. So I really do think, okay, maybe the price point, just over 54 grand, it's not the cheapest car out there, but the convenience that it offers you, I don't know what else is better price for this spec. It's full of tech, it's full of space. The main one that springs to mind has got to be the Kia EV9. Now that's an extra 10-15 grand. And when I'm driving that car, it's over 5 meters in length. It feels like a really big car. I feel a lot more self-conscious driving that into town, trying to find parking spaces. It is a little bit more limiting, whereas this, I think you get that versatility. It is a big car, but it feels more compact. It doesn't feel like I have problems with it parking it in town at all, and that's a really big positive. It has honestly been a great 6 months, and I'm going to be very sad to see it leave our family. Please don't go. Please don't leave me. Speaking of which, if you would like to stay, have you subscribed to our channel? 200,000 of you have already subscribed. If you haven't yet, please do join the others. You won't regret it, because then you won't miss when our next video drops. Thanks for watching.